just another 52-year-old woman, 5'3", and bordering on pushing 69.5 kgs, 3 kgs of which I gained in the last 1 month. Okay, I've been through all the PMS symptoms, bloating, water retention, hot flashes, mood swings, anger issues, stress. And I'm a mother of 2 children, wife, full-time employee. And ladies, if I may request you to gently close your eyes, you'll realize it could be any of us at this time or at one point of time as a woman. So here, everything sounds just the same, and we're not alone. The same things we call as issues, problems, also connects us in mind, in spirit, giving us a collective strength to work as a team, learning to experience the stage of our life and witness it instead of calling it suffering. So let's invoke our feminine energy for a moment and feel that oneness through all these that connect us.
Please, Hindi mein
Find lengthen. Slowly blink your eyes open. Namaste. Namaste. Welcome to today's program. We can start the slides, Richa. So I'm slowly introducing you to the importance of the day, today being International Day of Yoga. And I'm so glad that all of you could join. I know how valuable time is for us, especially at this time of the day. We're still trying to see which is the best time for all of us. And it's almost impossible, to find the best time that would suit everyone. But whoever has joined, thank you. And whoever is joining, I'm sure they will be here soon.
I'll just go ahead and share the slides.
Sure.
Just once again, just request everybody to keep their mics on mute. सब लोग please अपना mic mute पे कर लीजिए क्योंकि वो the flow that is going on, that will break. Otherwise, we'll definitely take your questions and we'll definitely take some time out to chat. So yeah, 1 second, let me just share.
Excellent. So today, the importance being, it's the 8th International Day of Yoga, and us, बहुत नाज की बात है, we as Bharatiya, that we are joining our Prime Minister on this great day that has been accepted by the whole world, celebrated by the whole world as the International Day of Yoga. And can we go to the next slide, if you don't mind? So it started 8 years ago, and in Mysore this morning, I think there were at least more than 15,000 participants at the Mysore Palace. And each year, the number of participants celebrating International Day of Yoga has been increasing. And I believe there were 70,000 participants last year, and this year, not last year, 2 years ago, the last time that we celebrated in person. I think the last couple of years it was online. And here again, we are doing it online only because of convenience, to enable everyone from all parts of the country, if not the world, to witness this and join us and at least participate for the sake of yoga, for the sake of yourself, for the sake of India. And in this year, Prime Minister Modi has described yoga as a symbol of universal aspiration for health and well-being. There's not a single person who doesn't want to do yoga, right? It is health assurance and zero budget. So I just want to quote our Prime Minister in his own words. And the theme of yoga for this year is Yoga for Humanity, which again talks about how yoga helped so many of us, so many of our own friends, kith and kin, and people all over the world to recover from the effects of the pandemic or prevent, give us immunity, boost our immunity, and keep us safe from getting a worse effect. So again, welcome to today's practice, which is dedicated to yoga, which is dedicated to the 8th International Day of Yoga, and also dedicated to you, each of you who is participating here, for better health and for sharing this joy with your own family and friends in course of time. Let's go to the next. Yeah. So I think people are still joining, but I'd like to go ahead with regard to time. This will be a combination of 20 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes of talk and explanation and understanding what this is about, and at least about 40 minutes of practice. So for the practice, again, it's a very simple practice. All you need is a yoga mat and a comfortable place to sit. And as we start the practice, I'll give you instructions what you may need. The origins of yoga. We are all familiar with what yoga is these days, but origins of yoga is accepted worldwide as from Sanatana Dharma, Bharat, India, as we call it now. And it has been traced back to many thousands of years ago. Although the proof that we have for anything written is maybe just about from 350 BC, but in our culture, in our tradition, all the information has been passed down from teacher to student, from father to son, in a very informal, unwritten, chronicled way. So it's been through the mouth. So it's been accepted again, especially by us, that yoga has always been there in this part of the world. The moment that humanity has been created, people have always had questions and thoughts about where did we come from? What is going to happen to us? Why are some people like this? Why are others like that? So the moment you're having questions in your mind and thoughts, you are always thinking about yoga, or you're trying to reach the state of yoga where you will find the answer and the purpose of life. So the origins of yoga are deep-rooted and from our hoary past. मेरी हिंदी बहुत, it is really difficult. I am so on the mat with our body. Lekin the deep-rooted meaning and the historical or ancient or scriptural meaning of yoga is always been about controlling the movement of the mind. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Okay, yoga is stopping the movement of the mind. We know mind. We don't know where it is, what it is, how it looks, but everybody has a mind. But if you can, I don't want to say control the mind, but if you are able to focus the mind and stop the way it moves and all the emotions that you go through, then you reach a state called yoga. So yoga is not something that you do, something that, you act on or practice. Yoga is a state that you achieve when you are able to control the mind and focus it on one thing, whichever it is. You want to call it God, you want to call it the creator, you want to call it something else, all that is fine. But you achieve that state of yoga when you are able to control the mind. Okay. And the later meanings of yoga, this I'm quoting from Patanjali, who's considered in father of yoga in modern, words. And later, this was way before 2,500 years ago. He has written the Yoga Sutra, and that's where the meaning is given. And later, scriptures like the Bhagavad Gita tell us that yoga is skill in action. Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. Okay, and then yoga is also samatvam. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Equanimity is yoga. When you're doing what you're doing in the most perfect way, in the sincerest way, without expecting results, and constantly bettering it, that is yoga. So someone who is focused, on something that they are doing, will realize the importance and the pleasure they get in doing it. And there you achieve the state of yoga. You get that bliss that you cannot find anywhere else, at that point. So it could be in simple, mundane, daily activities that you find yoga, not necessarily on the mat. Again, here. Okay. So that is yoga karmasu kaushalam. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Okay. That is from the Bhagavad Gita. Same way, yoga samatvam. Okay. When you are able to understand and accept life as is, whether it is in pain or pleasure, whether it is in victory or defeat, whether it is in gain or loss, then there is yoga there. Okay, so you are not going through the many fluctuations of your life. You are not, lamenting. You're not feeling sorry for yourself. You're not angry at anybody. You're able to accept whatever is happening, and then you experience yoga. Easier said than done, I know, but I have to give you the traditional meaning of yoga so that you can compare to what is happening now. Yoga is practiced all over the world. Okay, more and more people are trying to take up yoga for many reasons, many health reasons, many physical and mental health reasons. Okay, and yoga now, as we know, is available online, offline, at shalas, in schools, in offices, and in hospitals, and almost all the hospitals and doctors also are suggesting yoga as an additional thing. Almost every doctor is suggesting taking up yoga. Whether it is a gastroenterologist, whether it's a gynecologist, cardiologist, whether it's a neurologist, nephrologist, dermatologist, ENT specialist, even dentists suggest yoga these days. You'll be wondering how a dentist suggests. I don't know if any of my students are here, Dr. Neha, but how will a dentist suggest yoga? Believe it or not, it's a very simple thing. When you're sleeping in improper posture or when there is stress, you bite your cheeks. It is not good for oral health. If you see inside your cheek, you sometimes bite it and there are these ridges in your cheek. Okay. And so the dentist says you're stressed, or your teeth, if your teeth are grinding at night, if you grind your teeth at night and they have, kind of changed their shape and structure, again, the dentist says it's because of stress, or improper posture. Do yoga. So almost everyone suggests yoga. And so yoga should be in everybody's life, That's where we are getting at. Let's move on to the next slide now. Right. And so yoga's benefits are numerous, uncountable, literally. And many of us have experienced it, and we already know it improves muscle strength, improves flexibility, boosts metabolism, all these things. The different postures, right from standing, sitting, lying down on your stomach, twist, lying down on your back, so many movements with your own body, finding out and experiencing the, joints of 206 bones and more than 600 muscles, takes your awareness to the cellular level. And that is how yoga, you always listen to the modern definition of yoga as yoga connects body and mind. This is how it does, When you are using the entire body, then the mind is focused on the body. It doesn't have anything else to think about. And so that is how yoga and body connect to each other. Moving on to the next slide. Right. So we are here now today as elder women, women who are trying to look at this particular stage of life. I know some of you are younger, others are, going through what is called menopause. And here again, quickly, I don't want to do a practical session without talking a little bit about the theory behind what we are doing, why we are doing. And if you realize, through puberty, through adolescence, and through pregnancy, even to menopause, we have all been women. That is the common factor. That has not changed. Only the stages in our life, according to age and time, has changed. Okay. And this change is also largely due to the fact that we are women and our reproductive system. That is the only one that is deciding when you have your menarche, when you have your first period, when you are having your puberty, and when is pregnancy happening. That also is the reproductive system directly there. Menopause also is your reproductive system still continuing. Okay, so whether it is heavy periods, skipped periods, cramping, these days PCOD, irregular periods, whatever it is that you experience during your puberty time, is because of the reproductive system. Now, pregnancy, during pregnancy, you experience so many other changes in your own body, back pain, maybe acidity, some constipation, anxiety, mood swings, and some, you need to prepare yourself for delivery. All of these, again, for the same reproductive system. And menopause, you already know, all the different things that you are going through, hormonal changes, hot flashes, urination, probably frequenting, irregular periods. All of these things are, again, as a woman and with the reproductive system. So yoga for menopause is also very, very similar, because we are women and this is the system that is, that we are concerned with. It will be very similar to what you have done before, and what you are going to continue to do. Okay, but yoga for the menopausal symptoms and menopausal women is more also about following a pattern, having some kind of discipline, taking control of your day, your time. I will not say taking control of your life. Each day, have a plan for yourself, sparing that me time for yourself. When you wake up, make sure that you're not disturbed, you're not plunging into the day's activities. Right? In the evening, also make sure it is not about sweating and working so hard for your family and for work, and finally when you come to bed, it's like you're half dead. You don't even realize the duty of winding down the day, thinking about what happened and what you will plan. There's no time for all of that. You just flat asleep, So having a plan, having a dinacharya, ritucharya, ratricharya will help. And your nutrition is more important than anything else, and that is yoga 24/7. What you're eating, you are what you eat, right? So walking, hydrating yourself, reducing caffeine, all of these are important parts of the yoga that you do. Remember, yoga is not only on the mat, but it does start on the mat, your awareness to the body, posture, breath, all of that. But all the other things also matter, right? Going on to the next one. So today we will look at
So, I wanted to ask you one question, Uma, which is something that we have constantly been getting from the community. Worldwide, there is this question, this ambiguity of yoga being a tool for weight loss. Like personally, I also have heard this a lot of times. Okay, yoga is a very gentle practice, and it's like something that probably doesn't lead to weight loss. So can you talk a little bit about that? That how does yoga, is this true, or like how does yoga really help with weight loss?
Right. So this is coming right into the topic of today, mind over matter. Okay. And so yogic practices are gentle. Yogic practices can be rigorous, but not, painful or strenuous. So there is a difference between these practices. Yoga is something, like I said, you don't do it in bits and pieces. Many people come for yoga during pregnancy. Many people come to yoga as a therapy for, when they have spine problem or when they have high blood pressure. So they are separating the body parts, the physical body and the physiological body, into separate things. And then they are trying to apply therapeutic paths of yoga. So that is fine. When there is nothing else to be done, that is fine. But remember the original definition of yoga, it is for the mind. And so when you are able to have control over your mind or find that yogic state, then mostly, if you look at weight loss, I won't say it is only about what you eat and how much you eat when you eat. This is a big contributing factor. Okay. But it is also about how you deal with life, where this stress and anxiety is coming from, how the rest of the body, the physiology, and even the endocrine glands, how they start secreting things that become toxic for your own body. Right. So this kind of control will come with yogic practices, correct posture, and correct breathing technique, and how you eat and how you mindfully do every activity, right from the time that you're up till the time that you're sleeping. All of this will help you from um, being mindful about what you take in. See, food is not the only thing you buy. Food is not the only thing you consume. You consume thoughts, emotions, other people's emotions. You consume so much. Necessary things, unnecessary things. Keep on adding grief. Watching news alone is enough these days. So you consume a lot of things in addition to food and water. So what you take in and what the body keeps, what the mind keeps, what the psyche keeps, what the spirit keeps, right? All of that adds for what you're gaining in girth, in size. All right. And so doing a yoga practice gently takes care of what the body needs. And so it will let go of what you don't need. It can be weight, it can be bloating, it can be water retention, it can be gas. All of that will go away. But what you do it fully right now. Okay. That is the important thing. All right. Don't take it as, okay, I will do 60 minutes of yoga today. Let me see if I lose weight. What about the other things that you do all day? Everything matters. How is your attitude? How is your attitude towards your life? How is your attitude towards your work? How is your attitude to taking energy from the universe? Are you just spending energy and then are you getting the wrong things inside? So when you exhaust yourself talking, when you exhaust yourself working too much, the only thing that you're taking is solid food matter, but there is energy outside here, the air, the space, the water, the earth, the wind, the sky, everything has energy. When you learn to take that energy instead of solid food, right? When you learn to take energy from the universe, from the elements, from the Panchabhutas, then it will show as pure energy and not as matter. Okay. So yoga for weight loss is possible, but you need a good teacher for that. And you need to spend a long time, trying to do that. Going to the previous screen. Yes, there you go, lady. We are running out of time. Yeah.
Question of what you just want to also just ask you one more question, I think, which I think is very important to kind of address over here. When you said that it's important to have a good teacher, so in today's time, yoga is available everywhere. It's there on YouTube. If you google something, you will get 100 answers and everything. Okay, how do we know where to find authentic information, where to find authentic teachers? What are the different ways in which, how do we know where to go? Because there's so much of clutter. Like people just do 1 week of yoga teacher training and they call, they start teaching. So I think it's important to address this, that how do we identify the correct source of information?
Right. So I always say, I think somewhere in my posts also I said, when you decide on a yoga teacher or where you learn yoga from, if you want to buy a shampoo for your hair, how much time do you spend? You Google, you research, you ask your friends, you ask your doctor, you take a look at the bottle, read all the labels. इसमें parabens है, इसमें sulfates है, इसमें वो है, इसमें वो नहीं है. You read all of that and you spend so much time to put shampoo on your hair, ladies. I know, I do that also, all right? But when it comes to yoga, we always decide based on convenience for ourselves. Okay, is it online, offline? ये बाजू में है कि दूर जाना पड़ेगा? Okay, then how many students are there in the class? All right, am I getting personal attention from the teacher? And then you also decide what is the fees, this one is cheaper than that, right? And then what time, time of the day. मुझे तो 6 बजे ही करना है, उससे उसके बाद मुझे time नहीं है. So all these factors already constrict your whole idea of who you are learning from. You're only as good as your teacher. Okay. So who is this teacher? This is the last option, is the last thing in your mind. Okay. Everything fits in this matrix, your time and money and everything, chalo jao. Okay. So that has to change. And the example of the shampoo I gave you is how much time you spend on finding out what is right for you. That much time you have to spend. Okay. So when you watch these things in YouTube and practice, how do you know who this practitioner is? How long have they been practicing and teaching? Right? How, who's their teacher? Right? Where did they learn from? Did they just come out of nowhere and start teaching? Which school did they go to? Now you know, on this International Day of Yoga, this is the cradle of yoga. All right. So a lot of people are learning from, people who have learned 10 generations ago, and in these 1 month and, 2-week kind of certifications, like you rightly said, Richa. And so what are they learning and what are they teaching? You can learn, how to use your body. You can learn how to do certain asanas, and then you can teach exactly the same. So what is the deeper significance? Where does it connect with your subtler layers that you can't see? You can see the skin, you can see your bones, you can see your flesh, you can see the internal organs also. But yoga tells you, that there is so much more to yoga than all of this. Many subtle layers that you can't understand unless you're taught by the good teacher. So always spend time to see who's your teacher, who was the teacher's teacher. Up to 3 generations you have to see who was the teacher's teacher's teacher. Like that you have to see. So go for authentic places that follow authentic scriptures. Is this from Google? Is this from Bing? Is this from Microsoft? Whatever the information that you are getting, or is it from real authentic teachers who have dedicated their lives for yoga? Are they practicing? What kind of yoga are they practicing? Are they just trying to do nakras with their body? A gymnastic can do better than you. A circus person can do so much better than you. A contortionist can do anything with their body that they want. Right? So how does a yogi differ? It's not what you can do with your body. Okay. So again, I'm talking more. I think we are running out of time. So if there aren't other questions, I'm going to continue into what we are trying to do today. What we are going to do today. So we are trying to do 3 asanas. So since mind over matter literally means that we are trying to use sheer willpower to try and do this, because we know yoga is good. We want to do yoga, but time just never seems to happen. So we are looking at maybe 3 things that you can do any time of the day that helps you feel that you are connected. Your body and mind is connected. You're doing the right thing. It gives you the feeling of satisfaction and purposefulness that you have done the right thing for your body. Okay. And then 3 asanas that you should do before you wake up from bed. Many women that I speak to and counsel at Ardha and before are always talking about how stiff they feel, how tired they feel, how unprepared they are when they wake up in the morning, mentally and physically. All right. So 3 things that you can do in bed before you get up. Right. And then the asanas that you can do in bed before sleeping. I know I'm not going to ask you to do, what is it called? Headstands and handstands in bed. Something that will help you sleep better, wake up better. If your posture is correct when you go to bed, then you wake up much more comfortable. 8 hours or 6 hours that you're sleeping is a great time, to recover from the day's tiredness. It is great time to prepare your body for the upcoming day. You don't want to waste that time. You want to use that time efficiently. 3 things that you can do before you go to bed. Okay. So those are the chief things that we can do. If there are other questions, we will address it at the end. All right. So ladies, if we are ready, we can move on to the mat. Again, if you don't have a mat, it's okay. All right. You can always observe. This is not a full swing class. Only those who are prepared for doing the asanas need to do, and others, I would strongly suggest you come to class, join Ardha, and then learn it the right way. Okay, not in a 40-minute session on World Yoga Day, International Day of Yoga.
So I just request everybody, just whoever is practicing, please switch on your camera so that Uma can see you if you're doing it all right or not. If there are any changes, whoever is practicing, then definitely switch on your cameras.
Right.
And we'll give you a minute to just prepare.
Oh, actually, and they're all going to be seated asanas, ladies. You'll be surprised. It's very soothing at the end of the day. I don't want to tax you, rush you into doing Surya Namaskara and such stuff. Simply sit down. Yeah, I hope you can see me clearly. Yeah.
Yes, Uma, you're looking, you're
Good.
absolutely fine. Yeah, as you said, these are asanas that you can do any time of the day before and also before sleeping and after waking up. So, yeah.
Correct. So, my yoga practice and any traditional yoga teacher's practice will usually be based on the scriptures. And these few asanas that I have in mind are again, simple movements that people can do. And most of the asanas, even in the traditional text, are about being able to sit comfortably. Remember, if you need to understand the mind, then the body needs to be still. If the body is moving and the eyes are constantly looking at things, you're going to be looking at stuff and the mind is going to be processing what you looked at. If you're listening to things, your mind is going to be processing, right? And if you're moving your body, your mind is going to feel that movement. So there is no stillness for the mind. So the body needs to be still. Only then you can get towards the mind. And along with the body, the energy that flows in your body, which we can't see, we can see, like I said, the skin and the bones and the flesh and everything else, the organs, but what makes them work is the energy, what we call prana. So you can't see that prana. It's very subtle, but it is very much there. That's what gets you to live, right? And when prana leaves is when life ceases. Okay, so prana should also be still. But that doesn't mean death. Prana should be quiet so that you are able to get to the mind. So all the yoga practices generally are seated practices, more so to make your body comfortable, low back comfortable, hips comfortable. Okay. So a lot of people always ask me, I'm not flexible, I can't sit down, I cannot bend my knees hurt. So for them specifically, watch, I bend one knee simply here, all right, and then the other knee is right in front. Okay? When I sit on something like a cushion, so I lean slightly forward this way. So don't try to sit fully down like this. Lean slightly forward, and so keep the spine lengthened. When you lift the spine up and the chest up, there is not much weight on your knees. At that time, your knees won't hurt too much. Okay, that's the important thing about sitting comfortably. Simple pose, spine lengthened. And during any asana practice, awareness is for the spine. We normally are used to sitting like this. Okay, always, whether we are on a laptop, whether we are cooking, and if you're on the phone while we are doing both, and our neck is like that. The shape of the spine is deformed, even if it is momentary. Okay, so yogic practice is always about finding the length in the spine, taking the spine back to how it is supposed to be, its natural shape. Okay? So it's always about keeping the spine lengthened. When you keep the spine lengthened, ladies, what is happening? The chest is open, the shoulders are dropping down, okay? The abdomen is gently tucked in. When the chest is open, watch how your breath is. You're able to expand the chest and breathe in completely. Same way as you breathe out, you can feel the chest contracting. You need to empty what you don't need. Let go so that fresh air can be breathed in. Simple science, simple logic. Okay, sit tall with your spine lengthened. Keep the chest open so you can breathe in fully and breathe out completely, because only when you get rid of what you don't need can you fill in again. It's not like our garage or attic where we can keep on stocking things. Okay, but breath is where you have to let go so you can take it, right? Same like emotions. Don't hang on to them. This teaches you very simple philosophy. Breathe in fully, fresh. Breathe out completely. So that's the next breath is fresh, right? So now, Gomukhasana. Very simple again. You see, I'm just putting one leg under and the other knee on top. I am stacking the knees. I'm stacking the knees, sitting fully on my buttock. You can pull the knee closer. A lot of women complain of sciatica, right? Pain in the side of the thighs, all the way reaching down behind your thighs, all right? Low back, the side of your buttocks, right? The hip, those two places on the either side of your spine always hurt. So Gomukhasana, it's a simple posture. Now, it's not easy to get here, all right? So use a pillow, or you can use something thicker than this. I have a little stool here that you can find in any shop. Once you sit on this and do the same, it might be easier. Lean slightly forward, okay, and sit. So this stretches the sides of your thighs, prepares the hips, but the spine has to be lengthened, okay? Please try comfortably, safely. Even if you don't have a little stool, it's okay. You can sit on the floor and try. Mostly the knee will be like this, okay? And you will be sitting like this, but that's okay. Keep the knee where it is. Keep the spine lengthened, lift the chest up. You have to do this on both the legs, remember, okay? Please repeat on both sides and experience for a moment how it feels to sit and stretch the outer side of your thighs. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Remember how to breathe in, breathe out. Excellent. Okay. Now, another posture is called Veerasana. It can be difficult, so I have modified the posture. Here, you'll be sitting on your heels. Okay, that can be very strenuous for a lot of women, especially if you don't know to lift the chest up and lift your body weight upwards. Generally, what everyone does is sit hard, so your ankle will pain, knees will also pain. A lot of weight is all the way down. You need to learn to lift up so that your ankles don't take the weight and your body's weight is traveling upwards. So this Veerasana, then you can open your knees slightly, extend your hands forward and fold. Relaxes your lower back. Okay? At the same time, strengthens your ankle and starts relaxing your mind also. This is also practice the Shashankasana, where your whole body is down and forehead is down. We will take time to reach there. So simply stay here and your awareness is to the lower back. You will feel the lumbosacral region, the sacral region kind of stretch, relax, open up, improve blood circulation there. Breathe in, breathe out. Again, breathe into the chest, breathe out, squeeze the abdomen. Okay? Excellent. Seasoned practitioners can do Veerasana itself or do the modified Shashankasana. Excellent. Moving on. Next is Korma Sana, which is again a very classical asana. Okay, it can be very tough, especially if you're not used to an active yoga practice. But I want to stick to the classical asanas and see how we can modify. Again, you can sit on a stool like this, lean forward, lift your toes up. You can hold your toes and simply sit like this. Okay, I'll show you the profile again. Sit, extend your legs, keep the knees wide apart, lean forward and stay here. Right? Again, breathe into the chest, breathe out, squeeze the abdomen. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Eventually, the Kurmasana means tortoise pose. Okay, your hands are all the way here and your body is fully down like the shell and back of the tortoise, the head of the tortoise that is ready to withdraw itself inward. Okay, so this is difficult in the beginning. So I'm giving you a gentle modified version. Beginners, Kurmasana. But here watch, don't curve your upper back, lift the chest up, look forward, right? No need to try to bend your neck, and take your forehead down. Look forward. It's all about the lower back. It's all about the inner thighs and the hamstring. Okay? Nowhere it says you have to drop your forehead to the floor. Not now. Not when you're learning. Excellent. All right. Then let's do a simple prone posture. Everybody likes to lie down on your belly, perhaps. In fact, you should lie down on your belly. Okay? Feet can be apart. Squeeze the buttocks and wiggle. Wiggle your upper abdomen for some time. Place your elbows down and stay here. Learn to squeeze the buttocks. Right? Press the belly button on the floor. Stay here. Feel the stomach. Feel the pressure on your stomach of the whole body's weight on the stomach. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now this is a preparatory posture for so many of the postures that you can do lying down. It's a very simple elementary posture. This feels like you're going to hurt your back because you're bending it so much, but it actually, on the contrary, it relaxes the back. Okay, it stretches parts of the spine and relieves you, and also strengthens the back. Okay, breathe in and breathe out. Ladies, you must always remember, if you are experiencing intense pain, you should never do any of the asanas. You should always do asanas after you've consulted with your doctor, found out the right reasons, okay, done an MRI or a CT scan, found out what the problem is, cured it with medicine and other therapy, and then you would do yoga to prevent from further degeneration, to strengthen so that the same thing doesn't happen. Okay, do not use yoga as a cure. Yoga is only for the mind. Okay, so please take care and then do it only under the guidance of a qualified yoga teacher. All right. Moving on to the next one, Ardha Matseyan is a twist, is a great posture, and again, it's a modified version that I'm teaching you. Bend your legs forward, sit, bend one knee, simply hold the knee and twist your body. That's it, as simple as this. Okay, sit with your legs forward, bend one knee, hold that knee with the opposite hand, look over your shoulder and sit. Breathe in and out. Here again, remember, you should not bend your back. Keep the spine lengthened. Okay, don't lean back on your hand. Keep the spine lengthened. This leg shouldn't be open. The left leg, other leg should be active. Keep hugging your thigh to your abdomen. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Excellent. All right. Then, I know I'm going really fast. The people have asked about face yoga, something for the face. Okay, I am amazed. Actually, I'm happy that you have asked for yoga for the face instead of taking the shortcut and going for facials and all the things that are there, dermabrasion, Botox, and all kinds of things. Okay, the classical yoga, years, thousands of years ago, although the subtler meaning of the posture is very different, but all the muscles of the face, around here, even the neck and throat is part of that, around the eyes, the forehead, all right, the eyebrow center, using all the muscles of the face. There is one asana. It's known as Simhasana or Simha Garjanasana. For that, you simply sit, watch my feet behind, and the toes are touching. I'm sitting on my heel, right? My hands are forward, and then you're going to inhale deep. As you exhale, stick your tongue out, breathe out from your abdomen. All right, open your eyes wide. This is the lion, the king of the forest. Ladies, bring your feminine energy. Do the right thing for yourself. Yes, don't be shy. The longer the tongue, the more it comes close to the floor, the better. Keep your eyes wide open. Look at yourself when you're doing this and see all the good that you're doing for yourself. About 5 to 6 times. Inhale. exhale. Make sure when you exhale, you're not hurting your throat. The exhalation should come from deep inside your belly and out. It is not a ha sound. Okay, that is very bad for your throat. The sound is only because of the breath. When you breathe out, you have to squeeze the abdomen, get the breath out. Okay, 2 more times. Inhale. Inhale. Okay, so many of you have also asked me, my students, I feel very lethargic in the morning, very sleepy, not motivated to, go for a walk or come for yoga class. What can I do? So this Simhasana, you can do it right after you brush your teeth, and if you can come back and sit on the bed or on a chair or something, sit comfortably and simply do this. Breathe in, breathe out, and also watch, you can do this. Move your tongue from left to right. Move your eyes from left to right. Okay? Be careful. Do the eye part very slowly and gradually. So you stick your tongue out. Move your tongue. Watch my eyes. Move from right to left, right to left, right to left. Only the eyes. Eyes wide, close, open. Right? So you can do so much. And feel your heartbeat will be elevated. Maybe you're sweating. Maybe, your breath is also fast. Right? This will wake you up. Will wake you up, give you that energy, to go start your work in the middle of the day. If you're tired, way after lunch or before lunch, feel free to try it out. Don't hurt yourself. Again, these are best done with the teacher. And so I'm going to go ahead with the 3 asanas that you should do before getting up in the morning. All right. Please stay with me. Lie down on the back. Can you see me, Rita?
Yes,
right.
yes.
Excellent. Lie down on your back. And if you're going to be waking up in this posture, simply bring your legs together. Bend one knee, ladies, and hold. Those of you who have intense knee pain in the morning, simply hold like this. Place your hand underneath and stay here. Don't do anything for at least 30 seconds. Stay here, breathe in and out. No need to pull the legs, no need to lift the head, nothing at all. Just simply lie down and stay. Okay, breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. At least about 10 to 15 breaths, right? Slowly release without any strain. Repeat with the other leg. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. In and out, right? One other thing you can add to after the bending of the knee is simply drop the knee, twist your spine. Very gently, without kicking your partner, without kicking anybody in the bed. Simply drop your knee down, okay, and stay here. Look, open your eyes, breathe in. Think about the beautiful day, the beautiful morning air. Please turn off your alarm and then keep yourself 5 minutes just before you get up off the bed. Breathe in, plan your day, absolutely fine. Watch the low back, watch the spine. Breathe in and out. You change your leg, and of course, you will do the same with the other leg also. Simply twist. Right? Move. Body will be stiff. You will not be able to turn much. It's absolutely fine. Just a gentle turn for the spine is enough. Right? The last thing that you would do is bend your knee and hold it like this. Watch. Bend your knee. Hold it with the opposite hand. So my leg is like a 7. My leg is like a 7, and you hold the other knee and gently pull the thighs closer. You don't have to fully take it onto your chest. Simply do this. Watch the movement in the buttocks. The lower back flattens. Breathe in and out. And that's it. As simple as that. Breathe in and out. Slowly change and to the other side. These 3 move well. Seasoned practitioners, those who are used to it, and if you feel flexible and warmed up, feel free to bring your knee and foot close to your chest.
Uma, can this be done on the bed itself? Someone's asking
Yes,
again.
yes. All of these three things I am talking about is on the bed. All right. You don't have to get up, turn off your alarm, keep yourself 5 minutes, and then do it. Okay. So this is what you do before you wake up. Get off the bed. Right. And then three things that you should do before you go to bed. Ladies, I just told you how important those 6 to 8 hours that you are sleeping is. It's a time when the whole body wakes up, regenerates itself. Right? So if you plan, prepare, then those 6 hours you're using it for your health. Right? So just lie down, bend your knees, lie down in bed. Watch my low back. You will be able to put your hand through the whole back because of the natural curve, the exaggerated curve of your spine. Most ladies will have this, right? So our purpose here will be to slowly flatten the curve a little bit, little by little. Okay, there are many who don't have a curve in the spine. They also have back problem. Those who have extreme curve of the spine, there you can put the whole hand in, also have back problem. So we are trying to normalize this by tilting the pelvic. That's all. Tilting the pelvis, trying to flatten the curve. Now, if you put your hand, it won't go inside. Okay? So stay here, breathe in and out. And you can just keep doing the movement about 15 times instead of holding it. Remember, it shouldn't be too forceful. It shouldn't be too, harsh. It's very gentle movement. I don't want you to wake up. Trying to sleep, I don't want you to get invigorated. I want you to do it gently, like rocking yourself. Move the thighs little by little, like you're a baby, you're rocking yourself, and that's exactly what you need to do. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel the belly button go all the way to the back of your spine. Feel the abdomen flatten out. Breathe in, breathe out. Right. Then other thing that you do is keep your feet together. Slowly open the legs out. For this, if you can use a pillow, it will be very comfortable. Open the legs out. This is butterfly. I have just, instead of pointing my knees up, I'm opening my thighs out. Place your hands on the pubic bone, around the pubic bone. Stay here, especially after you flatten the back. This is Supta Baddha Kona. Ladies, this is the nectar, ambrosia, this is amrita, everything for the menopausal woman or just woman, period. Okay? This is possibly the only asana that can take care of rough, tough menstrual cramps, because much that you think this works on the stomach and the inner thigh, deep down into the layers, just above the pubic bone, the uterus gets stretched because of this asana. Okay, so here we are, Supta Baddha Konasana. Hands comfortable. Breathe into the chest. Breathe out. Squeeze the abdomen. Again, about 15 to 20 breaths. Eyes softly closed. Do not strain yourself. I don't want you to wake up. I want you to sleep. So it has to be very relaxed. Okay? I don't care if the posture is not very correct. Make sure there's no pain. Make sure you're not trying to breathe too hard. Eyes closed. And finally, Savasana. Okay. Savasana, again, you can keep the pillow. You can keep a bigger pillow if your lower back is bad. You can keep a smaller pillow. Once you know how to handle yourself, you can simply lie down in Shavasana. Okay. Shavasana is an asana. It is not just literally dying on the bed. Okay. So here, again, you will have to learn the technique of relaxing yourself normally, okay, systematically. Instead of letting sleep take you over, you should use that time and giving the right instructions to relax the body, relax the breath, relax the mind. Again, you will need a teacher's guidance how to do that, or you can follow instructions, from a recorded, session, and a seasoned practitioners, of course. So those are the three simple things that you can do before you sleep and when you wake up, right? And what I was talking to you about is things that you can do during the day is, again, keeping the spine lengthened, right? Keeping the chest open, keeping your awareness on your breath. When the spine is lengthened, chest is open. When the chest is open, the breath will automatically be full. So it's all about the spine. Whether you are cooking, whether you are sitting in your computer at your desk, right? Keep the spine lengthened, chest open. That is all that you have to do throughout the day. And even on the mat, in an asana, a good teacher will talk only about keeping the spine lengthened and breathing in during every posture, every asana. Okay? All right.
Thank you so much, Uma. We would love to have this continuation, and I would never stop you, but unfortunately, we have to stop because we have a lot of people asking a lot of questions as well.
Okay.
But thank you so much for sharing practice as well as such an informative session, especially talking about how yoga is a way of life, and how yoga is not just doing a few asanas, and it's a lot about philosophy as well, how we are thinking, what are our thoughts, and just as you said, that these are things that we can do during our, even while sitting, even while working. It's that awareness that we have, and thank you so much. Before we jump into the Q&A, I would like to share a few things that Ardha is doing to kind of, help women with weight loss or mental health or anything. And where does yoga come in? And what are we trying to do when it comes to yoga, and that can really help you? So as all of you know that, it's very important, and Uma also specifically spoke about this, that how it is very important that you go to people who are authentic, you go to people who have the knowledge, and who have that kind of experience. So at Ardha, we have regular yoga classes. Let me just quickly share my screen and show it to all of you. We have our yoga wellness program where we have two types of yogas for you. One is the restorative yoga, which is a 60-minute practice, and it will help women improve their strength and flexibility and improve symptoms like weight gain, hot flashes, etc. And then you also have yoga for mind, which goes hand in hand with mental health, and how yoga can actually help in restoring your mental health, and practice meditation, breath work, and mindfulness. We are doing this program especially for women going through menopause and perimenopause, women who have symptoms like hot flashes, bloating, weight gain, sleep